Good afternoon, folks. This is Bob C-Gar coming to you from my studio in Springfield, Oregon, which is, yes, a lawn chair in front of my garage. Well, I guess now I can tell you where my undisclosed location was. It was on a cruise ship in Skagway, Alaska. Apparently Trump didn't need me. He called at the last minute, said he thought he could handle it himself. So I went ahead and just enjoyed a vacation and told him, we'd catch up when I got back. And we've been playing a little bit of email tag. I haven't really got in touch with him, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, thought I'd tell you a little bit about the Alaskan cruise. We went on Princess, the Discovery, and it was an awesome trip. One of my bucket lists was to see the Northern Lights, and I think it was Tuesday night, the 2 a.m, the captain comes over the loudspeaker and says, "Hate to wake you, but there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to Northern Light. You can see the Northern Lights." So it was pretty funny. Everybody's tripping and falling over everything. You could hear them all over the ship. We went out on our balcony, and Roseanne got some great pictures. And then we decided to go up on top of the ship where a lot of people were, and it was just hilarious. Everybody in their pajamas, and it was pretty funny. So that was great. And then I think it was the next night at about 11:30, I was actually on the back of the boat in the smoking area and smoking a cigar and, visiting with a few people, and the announcement came over again. So we went, we could see him again. We saw him again. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. The other thing that I did was I did a float plane that flew over 5 glaciers, and it was absolutely amazing, and I ended up getting the co-pilot seat, so I'm looking out the front window and I am seeing everything. And I took a lot of short kind of videos, just unbelievable. We flew over a dog mushing camp, and they were out on the ice, on the glacier, mushing the sleds across the ice. It was incredible. Roseanne got sick actually in Skagway. She was sitting out on the balcony, and she got cold, and she didn't realize how cold she was. And by the time she did something about it, she had gotten sick. And so she was sick as a dog, and then of course that got me sick, and we're still not 100%. Drove home from Seattle Sunday, and I was sick as a dog. It was terrible. It was a long, terrible drive, but we're both getting a lot better. I feel like I'm probably 90% now, so I'm ready to go. And first cigar I've smoked in 3 or 4 days. Usually I smoke one a day. So, just we're catching up, and but it's been good. Missed most of the news. Missed for the week. Missed all of football. Don't know what's going on. I saw the Packers preseason game Saturday. The night before we left Seattle, we were in Seattle, spent the night in Seattle on Saturday, and the Packers looked so bad I couldn't even believe it. So I don't know how they did in this last week preseason game, but from what I could tell, they had a long way to go, and I was very disappointed. So hopefully they get it turned around. I think I'm thinking the regular season starts, I think, the 8th of September, somewhere in there. We'll see. But I hope everybody's having a good summer, and hope everybody had a great week and getting started on another good week. And just there has been a lot of stuff taking place in the news, and I'm going to try and get caught back up on the bulk of it. and be able to give you my much awaited opinions on everything. I know you can't hardly wait to hear what I have to say. So, yeah, met some cool people on the ship. Some of them may have subscribed to the channel, so I give them a shout out if they have. Aaron with 2 A's. Enjoyed hanging out with you. Great guy, great wife, nice family. Scott from Long Island. Really enjoyed hanging out with you. And look me up, comment, whatever. Also, there was a guy named Glenn from Virginia, I think from Richmond, Virginia. Great guy. There were others. There was Brian from, I never figured out exactly, I think he's from New York. The guy looked like Sammy the Bull in his younger days. And he talked like him. He was a very interesting guy. Really enjoyed hanging out with him. And not sure. I'm sure there's others. I know there was another Brian. The people on the ship were great. There were a few things on the ship that were a little disappointing to me. It's been a few years since we've done a cruise. And some of the things that I really looked forward to and thought were great were way different. I thought the buffet was really lame, not very good at all. We didn't eat at the buffet very often. We did it a couple of times for lunch. But the food was not near as good as it's been in the past. We did have dinner at the Crown Grill Steakhouse, and I had the best steak I ever had. I mean, it was amazing. So they have it, but it's just not where you got to really look for it. They didn't have, we're on the ship for a whole week. I don't eat them, but Rosie liked them, and they didn't have crab legs at all. They did have lobster. They did have a couple of nights with Roseanne had lobster. I had steak most of the time, but for some reason, they just had trouble getting it. It was usually overcooked, for me. One time it was way undercooked, and I kind of told them about that. It was like medium rare, and I like medium. And then the next thing I know, I'm getting them, they're well done, and I'm not somebody who's going to complain a lot, make a big deal about it. I know these guys are working hard and trying. So, but it would have been nice to have steaks cooked right. What else? They had the Bake Alaska thing, but they used to be when they did that. I mean, they would march all around. It'd just fill that dining room up with people, and they didn't do that. I mean, they did it, but they only probably had 10 people with the Baked Alaska, and it was fake. And usually, it used to be it was real with sparklers on it, and they had like a little light on it with it was a plastic one. It's just not the same. The balconies were way short. They didn't go out very far. Yeah, you could sit on the balcony, but you really couldn't fully relax like you used to be able to. I was disappointed in that. But like I say, some of the best things I've ever had on a cruise happened on this one. I mean, that excursion over the glaciers, best excursion I've ever been on. Just absolutely amazing, just amazing. And seeing the Northern Lights, one of my bucket list things, was great. It was awesome, and to see it twice was really awesome. So yeah, looking forward to going again. I'm not sure how soon I'm going to do that, but it is a great time. First time I've ever gotten sick on a cruise ship, and that took a little of starch out of it. We were going to get off in Canada. We didn't. I went to bed at 6 o'clock that night. 5 or 6 that night. And it was just, it was not good. But feeling a lot better now. Life is good. Moving forward, upward and onward, you know, all of that. Take care. Talk to you later. Enjoy everything that you do. Summer's almost over. I hate to say it. I know there's teachers listening, but it's almost over. But the good thing is fall's coming, and with fall comes football, which is another thing that we'll talk about at a later time. You know, the whole, we got new cheerleaders. Yeah. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.